I am really, really a believer in being intentional with our time, being intentional with what our goals are, and having a plan to be able to move forward in what we want to do. So if any of you have been following me for a while, you know that I have built my very own virtual bookkeeping business, and I also serve other women in the online space, teaching you how to build bookkeeping businesses too. And so I've been at this for a while, but I didn't get here overnight. And there are things that I have done to get to where I'm at. And so I want to share that with you today. I'm going to give you some practical tips about focus and what you need to be focusing on, and then also why it's so important for you to focus on building a bookkeeping business because it will move the needle, why it's so important for you to do that. So, what I want to say is the world we live in, our phones really master us, and they tend to help dictate what our day looks like. And so, what I've had to do is separate myself from technology for only set amount of times and certain times of the day to be able to move forward. And so, I'm going to share with you today specifically some of the boundaries I've set up, the things that I use daily to focus in on growing my bookkeeping business. Because once you start, you're always going to want to grow. You're always going to have potential new clients sitting on a wait list or contacts you have. So this is going to help you with wherever you are on your journey. I want to start this out with sharing a story with you that I heard a couple of months ago. And it really hones in on the importance of focus and not giving up, and realizing that when you focus and have a plan in place, that your goal you are trying to reach is eventually going to be reached if you stay at it. Perseverance, having to stay at it. So the story that I want to share with you it's about a man who, this is a true story, that happened back years ago when the gold mine rush was running across California. Okay. So there was this man who sold everything he had to be able to buy this one mountain in California. And he began the process of chipping away, had people working on the mountain for him, trying to find the gold. Well, they would find a little piece of gold, and the workers would come back and report to him, hey, we found this gold. This was going to be what changed his family's tree, the whole generation, below him and on and on and on. So he invested everything he had. He gave up everything to buy this mountain to find the gold. Well, the workers would come back and say, we found a little bit of a gold. What do you want us to do? And he would say, well, you know what? Let's go this way. Go to the left and keep digging. And so that went on for weeks and weeks and turned into months. And he kept hitting a little bit of gold, but never hit the gold mine, the pot at the end of the rainbow gold. And so every time they would come to him, he would say, okay, if you found it here, then go this way just a little bit. Well, he finally got frustrated and discouraged enough, he gave up. And he said, okay, I want out. I will sell the mountain for at least just to clear me out of what, give me some money back in the bank, pay off what I need to pay off, and I'll sell the mountain. So he sold the mountain to another man. And this is the documented story. The second man came in and he said, okay, I'm going to buy the mountain. And I'm going to try and find this gold too. Well, this man decided, he had a team in there, just like the other guy, digging and drilling and going for the gold mine. And the guys came to him and said, hey, we found a little bit of gold. What do you want us to do now? And he said, I want you to keep going straight. Keep going where you were going. And that crew kept going where they were going. And guess what? They hit the gold mine, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. They kept going straight. They kept focused. Kept going straight to where they were. The sad part of the story is the first guy who started this journey, who gave up, actually was only 2 inches away from that pot of gold. And if he had focused and went straight, then he would have hit the pot of gold and never sold the mountain. When I heard that story, it really resonated with me. There were lots of lessons in it that I thought, and one of them is the power of focusing and not being a grasshopper and jumping from here and jumping from here and jumping from here. The world we live in is pulling at us from so many different angles, and we have to learn to focus in. So I'm glad you're here to listen to this training with me about focus, because it's going to change your world. It's going to change the way you do business, I believe. So I want you to think about one of the first things that you can do, that you can change for tomorrow morning, is when you wake up, do not scroll on social media or look at emails. I know I use mine for my alarm, so I have to look at my phone when I wake up just to turn the alarm off. But don't scroll on social media or look at emails. When you do that, there's these endorphins that run to your brain that make you want to keep doing it day after day. That's why it becomes a habit for you. I need you to break that habit, because those endorphins, I need you to focus on what you're going to do for the day that's going to move your business to where you want it to be. So do not look at those first. And I'm going to share with you a framework this morning about why not to do that, and what you're going to implement. So what I believe is we all should have at least 3 things a day that we're doing that is going to impact our business and move the needle. Income producing things that we can do that are going to help move our business to where we want it to be. We need 3 a day. And we don't need that to be email and social media when we first wake up. Because what's normally in your email box? Request. It's usually people from the end of the day yesterday who said, okay, I got to remind Vicki, I need this report in 2 days. So I'm going to send her an email to remind her what I need from her. It's most of the time when we look at our emails, it's more to do things for us to do. We don't need more to do things for us to do to be able to build a bookkeeping business right now. We have to focus on at least a certain amount of time every day, 15-minute tasks, like 45 minutes a day, on what are the things that I can do today that are going to build my bookkeeping business. So put the phone down, don't look at emails or social media when you first wake up. And in the evening, always in the evening, I look at my calendar. I do keep a hard copy calendar, but I have my phone too. My 3 a day. What are the 3 things that I'm going to do tomorrow before anything else? Because if there's anything I know about you, it is, as accountants, we love to serve. We love schedules. We love habits. And we tend to, especially as women, serve everybody else around us. Our husband, our children, our bosses, our coworkers. We serve everybody else first, and then we have the leftovers. And I don't want you to have the leftovers anymore. Making this small little shift of focusing on 3 things that you can do a day and the day before, and not picking your phone up, is going to change your world. So we have to take control of our time again. And this is one way that we can do that and be able to focus in on building a bookkeeping business. I want you to think about this too. Also, as accountants, type A personalities, or most of us, we don't typically procrastinate like most people do. Most people who are not entrepreneurs, they binge watch like for 14 hours, all these shows on TV. They go out shopping a lot, which I like shopping, but I don't spend 2 days on the weekend shopping all day, every weekend. Most people procrastinate by doing things that don't take a lot of mental energy. Us, we procrastinate by usually always doing something. Like, I'm cleaning, I need to go reorganize this closet. I'm going to watch my Virgin River while I'm reorganizing my closet, is how we binge watch. We don't procrastinate like most people. So that's why I want to bring awareness to this, because you're probably thinking, well, Vicki, when am I going to find time to do 3 a day to work on my bookkeeping business? Well, you do have the time, but you're thinking you don't, because we don't procrastinate like most people. We put off building our bookkeeping business because we're cleaning out a closet, we are paying the bills, we are cleaning the car out. Oh, the car needs to be cleaned. We're a grasshopper. Our minds are jumping from here to there and everywhere. So identify that. Just know that we procrastinate differently. Identify when you realize you're procrastinating and go, you know what? I need to do my 3-a-day first before anything else. Okay. So no email, no social media when you first wake up. The next thing I want you to do is I want you to think about what is all around you. Okay. We have a network of people around us that know business owners if they're not business owners themselves. Most of the time, when I begin coaching with my students about finding new bookkeeping clients for their business, most of the time, their first client or their fifth client that they're looking for is connected somehow to somebody that they know. I'm telling you, I poll all of my hundreds of students who have been through all of my programs. Most of the time, that bookkeeping client is sitting right in front of us. So I'm going to give you an idea of some of those 3-a-day things that you can do starting today to build your bookkeeping business. Number one, and I'm going to give you a list. So we just pick 3 of these to do just to get your brain thinking and focusing in on what are some action items that I can do to build my bookkeeping business. Number one, if you have a check to deposit in the bank, I want you to walk into a physical bank. Walk into the bank and make the deposit. Start a conversation with that bank teller. Okay. Bank tellers are a pot of gold for us. They know all the business owners in the town. So if you begin to go in and make conversation with them and they begin to know who you are, they are going to be a source for you to be able to find bookkeeping clients. All you have to say is, you know what? I'm a bookkeeper. See my check, I'm depositing this into the bank or whatever. I have a bookkeeping business. If you know anybody who needs one, just send them my way. Just casual conversation. You're not, salesy spamming people on direct messages. You're not calling people up, spamming them. You're just letting the bank teller know, you know what, I'm a bookkeeper. I don't know if you knew that about me, but if you know anybody who needs a bookkeeper, send them my way. Let me talk to them. Bank tellers are a pot of gold for bookkeepers. Okay. The other thing that you could put on your list and see, you're thinking, okay, Vicki, these 3 a day, they're going to be extra things I have to do. No, you need to work these into your day. You can work these into what you're already doing. Another idea is when you go to pick up your son from basketball practice today, instead of sitting in the car, get out of the car and go start a conversation with another parent. There's another mom there picking up their children. Start a conversation with them. Let them know that you're a bookkeeper. One thing that I realized early on in my career with this, when I had like 2 clients, I wanted 4. I wanted to multiply. I wanted 6. I'd get 4 and then I wanted 2 more and then I wanted 4 more. One of the things I realized, I had like a pivotal moment. I realized I'm not telling anybody that I'm a bookkeeper. Like, I'm assuming everybody knows what I do and they don't know. So tell people that you're a bookkeeper. That mom at basketball practice, her husband may be a contractor and he may be looking for a new bookkeeper. Y'all, we have to use what is right in front of us to be able to gain bookkeeping clients. And you have to tell people you're in business. So again, going back to giving you some ideas of those 3 a day. What are some things I can do to throw in for my 3 a day, Vicki? Another idea is you can go to Google, and I'm going to share my screen with you and show you exactly what I'm talking about. You can go to Google and search QuickBooks Accountant. Okay, you should be able to see me and see the screen. QuickBooks Accountant. You're going to click on QuickBooks Online Accountant and look here. It says sign up for free. You can go create your QuickBooks Online Accountant account for free. And what will happen is when you create this account, you'll be able to go in and look at the software. You can pull sample companies in and begin to test with it. So your one today may be sign up for this. Tomorrow it may be pull a sample company in and let me start messing with these transactions and see what in the world do I even do? What does this look like? Getting to know the software. This is free. Sign up for it. Go do that. Make that one of your one of 3 a day. The second thing you can do is go to Google type in Find a QuickBooks Pro Advisor. Okay. It's going to come up, Find a QuickBooks Pro Advisor. All you have to do is type in a city here and find a pro advisor. What this is going to do is going to give you a whole list of accountants. And you may be thinking, okay, Vicki, I want to get a bookkeeping client, but I don't even know what to charge them. Well, you need to begin to do your due diligence on what prices are. What are people charging? This is where you can go to begin to research what other people are charging as bookkeepers. So you go here, Susan, okay, she's got her website. Does she have pricing on here? And just begin, it may take you looking through 10 or so to really find pricing. But I have found, because I do this exercise with my students, I have found that a lot of times people have their prices out there and you can find them and you can do a swipe file, which is swiping what they have and looking and seeing, okay, what are they charging? What do I need to be charging? Really begin to do your due diligence. Building a business is all about being, having perseverance, always learning, always wanting to see what else can I do to help my business grow. And this is one of those exercises that you very well can do. Okay. So, let's see, I was looking, this is my third one I looked at. But yeah, it may take you looking through a couple of these to really find someone who posts very clearly, this is my price list. Here you go, you know. But they are out there. Ooh, he doesn't have his up yet. Okay. Let's see. I could find one for you. Real quick, services. Screen Connect right here. This is the software that I use virtually to be able to get in with small businesses. He doesn't have prices listed either. So just keep digging. I mean, there are hundreds. There's 84 on this list, and this is just one city. There are hundreds of bookkeepers out there with their websites. All you got to do is go and search and look and find you some prices. So you can also look and kind of see, all right, what services are they even offering? If you can't find prices, what services are they offering? To kind of begin to help you hone in on focusing and deciding this is what I'm going to do. That one was a no too. Sorry, y'all. Let's look at just one more and see if we can get a winner with having prices. Oh, I'm clicking on too many of them. It wants to verify me. Oh, all right. We found a winner. Here's her pricing. Let's see. All right. This is exactly what I'm talking about. So I found a profile on Google looking at Find a QuickBooks Pro Advisor. And she's got prices here. So $350. This is what she'll do. Let's see. Starting at $350. So you can kind of read through and see these are the things that she will do. So there's another one of 3 that you can do starting today. Begin to build your business out. And what will happen is when you begin to research prices, when you begin to research what are bookkeepers doing with their clients, looking at the services they offer, when you begin to download that software and get in there to be able to really learn the software, you are training your brain to go for this and to focus in on what can I do today to build my bookkeeping business. I've got a couple more ideas here for you too to focus in on deciding on a daily action item that you can do to build your business. Number 1, you can tell people that you're a business. Make sure you're opening your mouth, like I said, and letting people know that you're a bookkeeper. I realized I was not doing that. And I'll tell you the story that made me realize, Vicki, you're not telling anybody you're a bookkeeper. It's when my husband came home from our mechanic. He had work done on our vehicle. He came home and he said, hey, you need to call the mechanic. He wants to use you as bookkeeper. And I was like, what? I had been going to this guy for 3 or 4 years. And I realized I had never told him I was a bookkeeper. I said to my husband, how did he know I'm a bookkeeper? He said, well, I told him you're a bookkeeper and he needs a bookkeeper. And I'm like, I've been dealing with this man a couple of times a year, getting car things done, and I never let him know I was a bookkeeper. Hello, they're sitting right under me. And so he became one of my clients and still is one of my clients today. So that's a little funny story just to let you realize how thinking outside of the box, kind of doing trainings like this, where you're coming in and getting in the room with other accountants who are building their bookkeeping businesses, opens your eyes and makes you realize, you know what, I can do this. And I have clients sitting right all around me. They're right here with me. And then one more idea for one of your 3 a day you could do too. Do a little brainstorming on what industries you want to serve. Because when I say focus, I mean focus in your business too. We don't need to serve everyone, every small business. We need to serve just choose about 2 to 3 industries that you want to focus in on at first. Serve them, kind of see how you like it. And then if you need to pivot and go to a different industry, you can. But we need to decide on some industries that we want to serve. And just a few tips with that is, number 1, think about your interests. What are things that you enjoy doing? Do you like going to the lake? Could you find some companies that sell boats? Going to the boating industry, the fishing industry? Do you like farming? Are there some companies around you who do like homesteading things? Do you enjoy baseball? Do you have local minor league baseball companies around you that you might could go after? I know that may sound like a stretch, but listen, I was doing a laser coaching audit just the other day on one of my students, and I was looking through her website, giving some recommendations, and I saw, oh, she's focusing in on restaurants. That's interesting. Then I began to dig deeper, and she had a review on there from a Subway manager. Not only was she focusing in on restaurants, she had a chain with Subway as a bookkeeping client. And I thought, girl, you were onto something. You have this figured out because you have a chain restaurant that you're doing bookkeeping services for. You can multiply that. That Subway manager is going to tell the other Subway manager about you. And you're going to have a 6-figure bookkeeping business in no time with that. So honing in, focusing and thinking about what industries do you want to serve and pre-qualifying them. Like, we don't want to go serve industries that aren't going to be able to pay us as bookkeepers. So we've got to make sure that the potential clients, the potential industry we want to go after can pay us bookkeeping fees. So think through that too. But focusing in on, just to recap, focusing in on what we want to accomplish in our business. And usually it's, I need 5 more clients, or I need my first 5 clients, or I need to figure out, I'm serving 5 clients and I need to figure out another industry that I can serve. These are the type of questions that run through your mind as you begin to build out your bookkeeping businesses. So focus in by sitting our phones down in the mornings, not looking at email, not looking at social media, looking at our list of 3 a day that we decided the night before, getting those 3 a day done, and then moving on to other things. But when you do this consistently, day in and day out, having your bookkeeping business at the forefront of your mind of what you can do to build it, what you can do to gain more clients, what you can do to increase your pricing by searching and researching pricing from other people, this is what will grow your bookkeeping business more than anything else. Okay, so this has been awesome. Thank you for joining me about learning how to focus in on your bookkeeping business.